In Haiti, Tzu volunteers teach students of a vocational school to cook instant rice so that they can serve the earthquake survivors. Tzu volunteers visit landslide survivors in Hsinchu with care packages and consolation money, giving them strength in rebuilding their homes.
歡迎收睇DaAi Headlines，我係 Ruby 我哋一齊嚟睇下今日嘅內容。In Haiti, Tzu volunteers have worked with a vocational training center to teach students in cooking class to cook instant rice. Then, they can provide the hot food to the earthquake-affected residents staying in the tents.
We Tzu Chi volunteers want to care for the people and community. We also work with the school to take care of the affected residents in the tents. We come to try to provide hot food. We teach them how to cook hot food. Later, we'll deliver 230 boxes of instant rice here. We work with them because they have two kitchens. They usually have cooking class and students. We teach them how to cook instant rice. Today they try to cook our instant rice. They also tried eating it. They think it is very tasty. Everyone is praising it.
I'm in a household arts class. We cook and bake. I also learn about embroidery and sewing. Today I learned to cook a new recipe with new friends. It is a new recipe which I have never seen. I got to know ways to cook instant rice today. I have learned a lot which I have not expected. I promise you volunteers that I can help other people. I can cook hot food and help other people. What do you think of instant rice? I think that it is rice and other vegetables, which is very nutritious. It is good for the body. Yes, I can change the process to cook instant rice, so this rice can become a Haitian dish.
In large aid distributions, we can quickly cook instant rice, which is fast to cook and also nutritious. This is very practical and helpful for the affected residents.
Try, yeah, try. Wow. Good?
To help the earthquake survivors in Haiti, Tzu U.S. headquarters continue to pack supplies for aid distribution. This time, many families came out to help pack 10,000 medical care packages, contributing their efforts to help the people in need.
This group of people aren't rolling sushi, they're packaging medical supplies for Haiti.
At the start, I didn't know why we are using garbage bags. I realized that there are medical gloves in the garbage bags. We have to fill it up like a sushi. After arriving at the headquarters, we stuffed the bags inside the medical packages.
On the other side of the room, people are posting alert stickers onto hand sanitizers. 10,000 family medical care packages include masks, Q-tips, antibiotic ointments, band-aids, bandages, and blessing cards drawn by people here. Every item in the package is filled with love.
Although it's only a couple hours of packaging here, but I thought, if we can help Haitians far away with our little efforts, we'll feel very honored.
These supplies in the medical packages have to go through different networks. A lot of people donate this time, so we have to separate the supplies and pack 10 items into one package. This time, on behalf of Haiti, we're packaging supplies. Everyone is contributing their effort. With help from everyone, we are able to complete our packaging of medical packages.
As people at the packaging site separate workloads, these packages of love will for sure encourage earthquake-affected residents of Haiti.
In Malaysia, because of the recent cluster infections in various construction sites where most migrant workers were torn, the government does not allow construction to begin. So these migrant workers do not have income to buy food. So the volunteers in Selangor immediately set out to host food distribution for them.
The eyes of these migrant workers revealed helplessness. Living in Subang, Selangor, they haven't worked for a long time because of the pandemic.
There may be at least 200 people staying here. All of them are without jobs. Many people are moving to other places to find jobs.
The only reason for staying here is that the rental is free, but there is a shortage of food problem. So the volunteers from Kuala Lumpur and Selangor chapter immediately set off to form a registry for distribution.
We have 70 packages of supplies to distribute to 70 households. We already told them yesterday, so everyone knows your position, right?
Some migrant workers who are on the distribution list also came to assist us in translation or maintaining on-site order. We're very grateful to them. So far, we have helped the migrant workers who are working in the construction sites in this area.
Apart from migrant workers, the food packs were also distributed to local people affected by the pandemic, hoping to help them survive the hardship.
Besides distributing the supplies, we also promote vegetarianism to the recipients simultaneously. We'll also ask them for donation. So while accepting assistance from others, they can also contribute their love to help people in need.
The pandemic in the Philippines is still severe, so local Tzu volunteers cooperated with the motorbike delivering team, which was set up by the movie star Ding Dong again, to distribute relief aids to disadvantaged people.
In the Philippines Tzu grounds, volunteers successfully moved out rice and living supplies from the warehouse. For epidemic relief, Tzu once again cooperated with the Ding Dong delivery team to deliver daily necessities to the families of scholarship recipients.
We have come to help Tzu Chi to deliver supplies to people in need before. Today, we are here to help impoverished students.
This delivery team was established by the Philippine movie star Ding Dong. Most of the members are stuntmen. After the epidemic, they lost their jobs and worked as delivery instead to make ends meet. Therefore, Tzu chose to cooperate with them, not only to help them, but also to extend the power of love.
The purpose of our team is to achieve our mission as long as people need it. So we will do our best to assist Tzu Chi in sending supplies to families in need.
The delivery team shuttled through the streets of Manila. A pack of rice and a box of living supplies are enough to solve the urgent needs of many families.
I'm really
grateful to be one of the members of the Tzu Chi big family. They not only gave me scholarship, but also keep providing needed supplies to my family because during the pandemic, the financial situation of my family is not good. I really hope that more children are able to accomplish their dreams.
This delivering team sends the supplies to the needy families in time to solve their food shortage problem, giving them hopes in the plight of the pandemic.
Tzu Philippines has previously purchased oxygen concentrators for families in need to borrow. As there is an increasing number of COVID patients in hospitals, Tzu bought 50 units of high-flow oxygen nasal cannula and sent them to hospitals in need.
After the arrival of the 50 life-saving devices, the high-flow oxygen nasal cannula, the Tzu Chi Philippines chapter CEO Henry Yans personally inspected the devices, and the staff learned how to assemble them. As the number of COVID patients increased and the virulent virus threatened the children's population, Tzu Chi decided to send people's life-saving devices to the hospital.
I would like to express my gratitude to Tzu Chi on behalf of the Chinese General Hospital and Medical Center. This time Tzu Chi sent us 3 high-flow nasal cannula, which is a great help. During time of severe pandemic, HFNC is what patients need.
And so we are opening this ward for the children that are trapped in other areas. So requirements for ventilators and high-flow nasal cannulas is unheard of or unparalleled in the past. No? The unusual demands for this has caused us to buy more ventilators and get more high-flow nasal cannulas, and the units that we're getting here today actually already have patients waiting for them. No?
Hospitals are racing against time to save lives, and Tzu Chi will do its best to support them.
In Hsinchu, a massive landslide occurred in Jianshi Township as stones and rocks jammed the nearby Baishi River, causing a flood upstream which impacted a village. Later, another landslide occurred again to stop the ongoing repair work. Upon receiving help requests from the village chief, the volunteers went there with care packages, sleeping bags, diapers, other supplies, and consolation money to care for affected villagers.
When the landslide got larger, the flood directly came over. It took about half an hour before this place was filled with water. People cannot enter this place afterwards.
Shocked by the aftermath of flood waters breaking through the embankment, Senior Lee is glad that he wasn't there during the flood at the landslide this time in Hsinchu's Jianshi Township, 4 households were severely impacted. Upon noticing the situation, Tzu Chi volunteers started to visit villagers.
I used to do business there. Now I don't have a refrigerator because the entire store is filled with water.
After the flood waters invade villagers' homes, they have lost their financial means in an instant. Staring at the aftermath, Senior Wen can help but feel sorrowful. Upon receiving a request of help from village chief, Tzu Chi volunteers immediately delivered 106 sleeping bags, 33 care packages, 400 kilograms of rice, and 2 boxes of diapers. After villagers secure a food source, they are now expressing their pain as volunteers patiently listen.
Some affected residents live in Gongliao, some slept on cars. We are here to give them consolation money and to let them make it through the tough times.
It's hard to heal psychological trauma. It won't heal within the short term. It's mainly healed by kind people like you giving us encouragement.
We need to have positive energy, and since we can't control natural disasters, we'll try our best to recover. Thank you.
Hardworking policemen are here to assist and protect villagers in the evacuation. After seeing Tzu Chi volunteers they haven't seen in a while, officers felt warmth in their hearts.
Due to the pandemic, it's been a while since we have seen volunteers.
I felt happy seeing Tzu Chi brothers and sisters, and after receiving your supplies, there are also spiritual supplies which made me feel fulfilled and at ease.
A simple greeting brought enormous encouragement for the village. Moving on, volunteers will continue to care for villagers, providing them strength in rebuilding their homes.
In Taichung, Tzu Chi's hospital superintendent Jiang Xiuxing and medical team members visited Tzu Chi care recipients Ms. Chuan and her son in Nongjing district. The 61-year-old mother is overweight and has history of chronic diseases, while the 41-year-old son has serious gout as his 4 limbs suffer from rheumatic degeneration. Let's join them there to care for the Chuan's family.
The place is like it has broken down like a ruin. After a few turns, we arrived at their house. They rented the house.
Taking a turn into the small alley, the medical team arrived at Mrs. Chuan's household. She makes a living for her family by subsidies and money from making Joss paper. Mrs. Chuan's eldest son passed away due to liver disease. The younger son suffers from gout, as his 4 limbs are infected with rheumatic degeneration. Some parts even experience festering, suppuration, and inflammation.
He has problems with uric acid metabolism. It stays at the foot area, especially around the joints, so when there's an acute attack, he will feel pain. But if we're talking about uratic degeneration, it stays below the skin and forms swells. It's the white-like thing below the skin. I will apply some ointments for you, and I will give you some later. You have to rub it again, okay?
The superintendent reminds the patient to consume medicine on time and control his eating habits.
We bring them words of warmth. It's like sunlight. I believe by doing so, they will open up their hearts to us.
The laptops donated by Tzu Chi to disadvantaged students are not only a learning tool, but also a gathering of love. Volunteers from Sanmin District, Kaohsiung, invited computer experts to install software and set up personal accounts on the laptops so as to make them exclusive for the students.
When the laptop arrived, not only the child was happy, but the mother was also in a bright mood.
It's not just a gift for him, but also for me, because it solves my big problem. I'm really grateful to the master.
Once the laptop is turned on, it is a learning tool exclusively for the child. User account, data, word processing software, and the Jinsi aphorism wallpaper are all available. This is all because of the efforts of some volunteers with computer expertise to install them a few days ago.
The people here are computer experts who are installing software here.
Volunteers with computer expertise set up the laptops step by step according to the operation manual, so that with limited manpower, 12 new laptops were installed in the shortest possible time.
I just compiled a so-called operation manual, which will make everyone work faster.
Finally, after a few days of repeated confirmation, the laptops could be packed again.
Okay.
Each one has its own little owner, and the name and password can be mismatched. The laptops, which are filled with blessings, can then be delivered to the children.
In Kaohsiung, 53-year-old Hong Yueying keeps her promise to her father, who passed away before, to take care of his beekeeping. She worked very hard for 9 years, never taking a day off. Let's meet this hardworking beekeeper.
Worker bees turning into adult bees takes place in the beehive in spring. A swarm box with 30 kilograms. Hong Yueying, who's small in stature, takes care of 200 swarm boxes. She often carries them to look for source of honey because these are left by her father.
When he was hospitalized, he told me he wanted to go beekeeping. I told him I will buy a truck and take you there. But then he suffered from mobility issues.
Before her father passed away, he was worried about the bees he has been caring for. The promise Hong made to her father has inspired her to leave her apparel business and start to learn beekeeping.
When I first started doing it, I was exhausted when I reached the door. I really slept on the ground when I got home.
Hong could not take days off. Her relatives told her not to do this anymore.
During the beekeeping process, she never thought about giving up, so I really admire her.
My brothers have done more for me than for my father. He said that my father has seen my hard work. He is very touched. It is enough. You can stop the work. I cannot bear to see you work so hard. However, I feel that I must take care of these bees to feel that my father is still with us.
For 9 years, Hong has carried out her promise to her father to take care of the bees and collect honey. For her, this is the most precious gift her father has left her.
Today comes the third episode about animal protection in Taiwan. In Yunlin County, 40-year-old vegetarian farmer Lin Jialiang resigned from his job at a machine factory to adopt water buffaloes which have lost farming value. Feeling compassionate with these water buffaloes, he gave them food and shelter. He also participated in community constructions, hoping to display his hometown's beauty to everyone.
The humid air is filled with smells of fresh pasture. These calves never have to worry about going hungry.
It is playing with me. It even stepped on me before. It felt like being ran over by a car.
Getting stepped on by a cow is never a pleasant experience, yet Ling Jialiang never blames the cows. Originally, these cows lived in Hualien. The owner of the cows is getting old and cannot take care of the cattle. Therefore, Ling Jialiang, under the help of his friends,
We have to look at its teeth, right?
Ling Jialiang also took in another farm cattle, as it faced horrible consequences after losing farming value.
We'll go into the slaughterhouse. It will be killed and turned into beef jerky. So I thought of adopting it.
The cow next to the window silently stares into the courtyard, knowing that its time has come. The good relationship between this farmer and the cow has come to an end. Ling Jialiang has seen many of this occasion over the years. Carrying on several promises, at 40 years old, Ling Jialiang chose to take care of cows.
This land is where cows will live. When it dies, it will have a place to rest.
Using recycled metal buckets and containers, Ling Jialiang's blueprint of a cowshed is close to completion.
I got this from my father. It's almost 100 years old. This is quite outdated because no one uses bullock carts anymore. I made these small farming tools for personal use.
Though block carts are no longer the trend, Ling Yihua continued his father's craft. Originally studying machinery, Ling Jialiang returned to his hometown, Tuku Township, 8 years ago, as he discovered countless meaningful stories and a rich culture.
If we bring the creativity industry here, us seniors will cooperate to our best ability. Some features and symbols of our township will be displayed for everyone to see.
No matter if it's raising cows or being in a community, there's always destiny between humans or humans and animals.
We have to weigh it and fill it with rice. There is also a step to vacuum the package before filling the rice. We have disabled workers and will assign tasks according to their abilities.
The rice that Ling Jialiang cultivates is being packaged by students with physical and mental disabilities.
Actually, I can use my own little power to give back towards the social welfare group.
Supporting the disadvantaged in the work field, participating in the community constructions, and taking care of old cows, Ling Jialiang fully demonstrates the ideals of respecting life and upholding mercifulness.
In Haiti, local farmers' associations help with food distribution in the sky. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and see you next time.